Hello and welcome to the Bowling University studio from the International Bowling Campus in Arlington, Texas. This is the Profit Break. If you're joining us for the first time, we're glad you're here. Give us 15 minutes and you'll be well on your way to improving yourself and your profitability. You know, whether you operate a traditional center or an entertainment center, group events can and should be a significant source of income for your facility. But just how do you find the decision makers that will recognize your center as a great option? Today's show is the first part of a two-part series on group events. In this episode, we'll focus on getting noticed in your community. To help walk us through just how we can accomplish that is Bob Pacanovsky. Bob knows our industry well and has spoken at BPAA national and regional conferences, taught at our management schools, and been a previous guest on the Profit Break. He's truly an event specialist, having hosted more than 7,000 events, including 25 National Pro Football Hall of Fame induction parties. Bob, nice to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, John. It's always great to be with you and the team, so thank you very much.
Oh, you are very welcome, sir. So let's just jump right into it. I've heard you say before when you've spoken that companies, when they start looking for somewhere to hold their event, they usually don't look for bowling centers or FECs. So what are they looking for?
Danielle, you're right, because I think we think in this industry, well, someone's going to just type in bowling centers in whatever community it is, but they don't. So, or companies have a term that they use, and it's going to show up on the screen there. You are a unusual or a unique venue when it comes to how companies think of you, because you're not the typical hotel and conference center, and this graph this questionnaire that I have here is from an event company. They asked over 1,000 meeting planners one year, where are you looking to book your next company event? Now, the first two are pretty obvious, right? It's those hotels and the conference centers because they offer so many things. The third one is what caught my attention, because the third one is members in your industry. It's you. You are an unusual venue. And so you have to be able to make sure that when you do your marketing, or you put those keywords in your website, you have to be able to put in the words unique venue, unusual event venue, unique company venue, because that's what companies are going to be doing. They're going to type in unique venue in Arlington, Texas, and hopefully you're going to pop up. So this survey gives us great hope, because that's telling me that over half of the meeting planners want to book you for their meeting, their event. Why? Because you're fun. You can, have all those things that will create a great event for a company. Nothing against the hotels or the conference centers, but people want fun, and you are the place to do it.
Yeah, that's a good point, especially post-pandemic. I mean, people are looking to get back out, to socialize, have some fun together. It's great to have a little competitive and cooperative competition going on with your fellow team members. So, all right, that's great information. What other ways are there that companies could look for or find our member centers?
I think there's a handful. Two that I'll talk about right now is your website, and also on just your social media. I'm now on your website. Now this is just my own personal opinion, John, because I think this is something that is key, but there has to be, and on most websites, there's a tab that says events, which is fine. But I would like to even have you guys go one step down, drill down just a little deeper, and maybe put a sub-tab that says company events, because maybe there's other sub-tabs that say birthday parties, group outings, whatever it is. See, companies want to know that you get their events. Mm-hmm. So when you have a dedicated tab on your website that says company events, and when they click on it, it's all about what, or it's really about all what you can do for them, and that they're not being combined with a birthday party. Nothing against birthday parties, because they're great, but for companies, they want to know that you get them, and so there's a separate page on your website for just them. Now, on your social media, is there an opportunity for you to create posts that are geared right towards companies? Not saying, hey, we have open bowling, whatever it is. It's, hey, plan your company event. Here's all the features we have. Here's the benefits. Here's what we can do for you. We have trained event staff that'll be with you the entire time. We must be able to speak the language of companies. So on your social media posts, try to do something once or twice a week that is just dedicated to reaching out to those companies.
That's a really good point. I know in my past life when I was looking for venues to go to, it would scare me if on their events page it's mostly about birthday parties, and I would wonder, well, are they set up? Can they function with an adult group event? So that's a really good point. Thank you for that. All right, so we are competing against hotels and conference centers. Is that correct? Are we? Is that who we're competing against?
Yes and no. And here's what I mean. Yes, we all are, right? I mean, hotels and conference centers, as you saw from that survey, those are the two big ones, right? Because why? Well, because they make it easy, right? And they have everything there. So you are, but you're not. And here's what I mean. So think about, and here's one of the things that I do in my seminars, is I ask those people in attendance, write down who is your competition in your market that is also a unique venue. So that could be a winery, that could be a brewery, that could be a ballpark, that could be a museum, that could be a go-kart track, whatever it is. And those are the people, or those are the companies that you have to start looking at and see what, so what are they doing when it comes to promoting, their events for companies, and see if there's some terminology that you can use. See, here's what happens, I think, when companies want to look for a venue. They'll tell somebody, hey, type in, find me 5 different unique venues that we can potentially look at for this event. So what that means is that you need to know who your competition is so that you have a better way on, maybe you have something that you can market differently than they do. And as well as you need to know what their pricing is so that when company X says, well, Bob, the ballpark here says that we can do this, this, and this for X. What can you do? Oh, well, thank you for asking, John. Here's what we can do. Here's what our packages are all about. So start looking at who is in your region, in your city, wherever it is, and are they a unique venue? And go to their website. Maybe go visit them. Just see what they're all about. See how well they're marketing to companies in your region.
Got to know your market, know your competition. Great point. Thank you, Bob. All right, let me ask you a question here. You've done a slew of events, and you've done a ton of events with unique venues too. Help us peek behind the curtain here a little bit. Are there any unwritten rules that event planners consider before booking an event, say with us or with any venue?
John, there are, and I learned these the hard way. I'll be honest with you. During all my travels with my businesses, and there are 6 now. Just in the interest of time, I'm going to give you just a few of them here, but these are really critical because here's the key to them. These meeting planners probably aren't going to tell you this, but they're thinking it. So one of them is, how easy are you to work with at your center? Which and really for me, easy takes on 2 meanings. Number one is how easy it is for them to find you, which goes back to my first point of where are you on with your website, with social media, whatever it is. What are they looking for? But then secondly, how easy are you to work with? Meaning, see, they're going to have 5 or 6 different companies that they're going to contact. Well, if it takes you or your people 3 or 4 days to get back to them, it's not that easy. Or if they don't have the right answers and somebody, oh yeah, sorry, we got to talk to this person or that person, or some companies just don't even respond. Well, that doesn't make it easy. And right there, that's that peace of mind that companies need, that if you're right on this, that if you're saying, hey, how can I help you? Here are the dates we have available. That goes a long way. And just for your industry, I think one of the keys is, I think these meeting planners are thinking, okay, is it really going to be fun if we go to your venue, and will your staff help make it fun? Now, here's what I mean. The last thing you want as you walk in, here's a speeding planner planning this big event, and they're taking up half of your center, and and the people there are like, oh yeah, I don't know anything about it. I can't help you. Yeah, gosh, nobody tells me anything here. I guess you're down there. Or just their body language or how they speak to them, it just doesn't look good. And then they're like, oh my gosh, why are we here? I mean, no one here is having a good time working here. So make sure that your people know who's coming, who the key players are. Make sure they know to welcome them with a big smile, with a gracious welcome, and just make sure that they care or that they're taking care of all the details, because that's going to really be key. Because if your people have fun, your guests will have fun as well. And here's the third one. And John, this is going to sound kind of strange, but trust me on this, that it is true. So if a company contacts your center tomorrow for an event next April, okay, that's 6 months away, whatever it is, get on that phone call right away. Get on that email right away, because here's the key. Typically, not always, but typically, when a company contacts you and their event is in the future, 4 6 months away, it is usually very, very important to them. Why? Because they're taking the time, the resources, and the energy to plan it now. So make sure that typically that something that's down the road is really important to them. So get on that call immediately. Get that email sent. Get that phone call. Try to get a site visit, whatever it is, right away, because they want to make a decision now.
Good point. So what I took away from that are those first impressions matter terribly, okay? Get your staff involved. It's all about the people that you hire, that you have working with you, and then get back to them right away. That's what I'm taking from that. So great information. Thank you. We've got time for one more question. So when it comes to getting noticed, do you have any tips, any cost-effective ideas that you can pass on to us on how we get noticed?
Yes, I do. And in fact, in the seminars I do, or the 10 concepts that I talk about, almost all of them either don't cost any money or cost very little money. So here's just a couple. Companies, when it comes to social media, and I talk about social media posts, well, companies go to LinkedIn a lot. So create your own LinkedIn company page. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. And start getting followers, and then start posting maybe about twice a week. But here's the key. Sometimes people think, oh gosh, Bob, we got to post about holiday parties and book now and book this and book that. Yes, but at least once a week, try to do something on your post that talks about your center as the experts when it comes to doing company events. Hey, read our blog on 5 easy ways to plan a company holiday party at a unique venue. Oh, I want to read that. So make yourselves the experts on social media, whether it's LinkedIn. That would be my first choice, would be LinkedIn. But then whatever else you do, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whatever it is, but make yourself the experts and then post. The last thing too is that if you get a company to come to your center to have a meeting or an event and they love it, put photos on it, tag them if they let you on, so that it goes onto their LinkedIn, because they have a lot of followers as well. So now you're getting double the exposure, because now you're saying, hey, this is a great event. Thank you to XYZ company for coming to our center. We hope you come back again. Here's the last one. And I don't know how many of you do this, but this one works as well. Now, this costs just a little bit of money, but I want you to plan 1 or 2 open houses per year to target company events. So you're reaching those companies and their prospects or their people within it. And you do one typically in the early spring to plan for summer events, maybe March, April, depending on your season. And then the second one is in early fall, like maybe right around this time or in September, to plan for company holiday parties. So that, or you'll do it on a weekday, late afternoon, 4 to 7. You'll have food and some drinks. But here's what you can do. You get your company prospects out to basically kick the tires, bowl a few frames, do arcade, do laser tag, whatever it is. And then when they leave, they get the folder that has all of your marketing materials with your company holiday parties, with your summer events, whatever it is that they can book and then follow up. Because once you get them there, they can see, hopefully, how fun this is going to be for their people. And here's the key, John. They can picture themselves and their people at your center, but you got to get them there. House is a great way to do that.
Great, excellent ideas, but I especially love that last one. It just from experience, the open houses work, and whatever money you spend is well worth it because you've got a dedicated audience that wants to have an event, and they're going to come and sample. They're going to try before they buy. So great information. Thank you, Bob, for sharing. As usual, you're just a wealth of information. So be sure to catch part 2 of our discussion when Bob will provide his insight into executing the event to ensure your guests have a great time and want to return. If you'd like to learn more about how to build your group event business, feel free to reach out to Bob directly. If you're ready to start improving your profitability, you can reach us anytime at education@bpaa.com. As we wrap up another edition of the Profit Break, remember that when your focus is on growing people, people will grow your business. This episode, as well as all our previous episodes, are available 24/7 for you and your team at bowlinguniversity.net. Plus, new episodes are available every month. So mark your calendar, watch your email, and join us on Facebook to hear about the latest episodes. Till then, I'm John Karabatsis, and do for one what you wish you could do for everybody. We'll see you next time.